Hello everyone! Patch 11.0, the War Within pre-patch is now here. While we are still in Dragonflight, I wanted to go over what has changed for Fire Mage and how we're going to play it for the remaining few weeks of Dragonflight that we are here. Of course, we can't get our hero talents yet, because we're not 71 yet, but the rotation has changed a fair amount, and also there's a lot of talents and things that have changed as well. So I just want to give you a quick guide of how we're going to play it. It's not going to be as in-depth as my usual guides are, because, well, one, you probably, like, for stat priorities, already have all of the gear that you're going to be wearing for the remainder of Dragonflight. It's only here for a few more weeks, and also it's only here for a few more weeks. So I just wanted to go over, how to actually play it with all the changes. One thing is we can no longer double Bloodlust. We have Inspired Intellect instead here on the talents. Arcane Intellect giving you an additional 3%. Okay, bit of a nerf there, but it is what it is. Living Bomb is now absolutely incredible. We have something called Lit Fuse. Your next Fire Blast turns up to one nearby target into a Living Bomb that explodes after 1.6 seconds, dealing fire damage to the target and reduced damage to all other enemies within 10 yards. Up to 3 enemies hit by this explosion also then become a Living Bomb, but it can't then spread, forever. It can only spread once. This is absolutely phenomenal, and I love it. It's so fun. It's really, really interesting. A few other changes. Unleashed Inferno and Sun King's Blessing are now a lot more close together in terms of damage output. We're still going for Sun King's Blessing at the moment. It's not really changing too much on that point. Really, what they have done here is they have just made things that were like buffs that we had to track more kind of just like straight into the actual base spec itself, and we don't have to worry about as much anymore. Again, I'm not going to go super deep into the rotation and why we're doing things as much in this guide as I do in my normal deeper guides. I will have a full 11.0 launch video out as soon as the War Within launches. Don't worry, I can't wait for it. I'm really excited. Hopefully you guys are too. But yeah, so not huge changes there. So how are we now going to play the rotation then, starting off with single target for the pre-patch? Well, it's still revolving around combustion, engulfing you in flames for 12 seconds, increasing your spell's critical strike chance to 100% and granting you mastery equal to 75% of your critical strike stat, which is ignite. Our mastery is ignite. It's an extra dot or damage over time on our enemy. When you activate combustion, you gain 2% crit and allies gain 1% crit. So you can actually cast it while casting other spells, which leads me on to Scorch. So we're going to open with a Scorch, which you can use while moving. Scorches the enemy, and it's guaranteed to crit and increase movement speed when the enemy is below 30% health. So we're always going to use Scorch like at this point in the rotation when our enemy is in the execute phase, which is 30% health or lower. So we're going to open by going Scorch and using combustion while that's casting. The next thing we're really trying to track is our heating up, our hot streak, and our Sun King's Blessings. So what are they? Well, in our fabulous new spellbook, we have Hot Streak. Getting 2 direct damage critical strikes in a row gives you, well, the first critical strike will give you Heating Up. The second one will give you Hot Streak. What does that do? It's going to make your next Pyroblast or Flame Strike instant cast and cause double the normal Ignite or Mastery damage. Flame Strike is your AoE, Pyroblast is your single target. You can see here Pyroblast is usually quite a long spell, and we're only going to cast it in Hot Streaks. You can see here in my weak aura, I have a little icon here. That's Heating Up. So when you've got your first crit, you're going to get Heating Up. So there you go. We're heating up. I do another crit, and we now have a Hot Streak, meaning Pyroblast is now procced, and it is instant and will do more damage. A lot of your spells are guaranteed to crit. Phoenix Flames and Fire Blast are both guaranteed to crit. So let's just go again. We're going to go into Combustion while using our Scorch. Then we're going to use any Hot Streaks on our Pyroblast. After that, we're going to use Phoenix Flames to get Heating Up and then the Hot Streak. And that's when we obviously use our Pyroblast. And again, I've used Phoenix Flames. We've run out, so we're then going to move on to Fire Blast. Again, it's guaranteed to crit. We're going to then use our Hot Streak on our Pyroblast. We're going to keep going on our Phoenix Flames and Fire Blast to get those Hot Streaks. And you can see here, I've got 6 stacks or 5 stacks of Sun King's Blessing. When we get to 10, something's going to happen, okay? When we get to 10 stacks, so let me just explain this a different way. After consuming 10 Hot Streaks, so we use Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames to get the Heating Up and then the hot streaks from our crits, giving us the instant pyroblast. So once you've used 10 instant pyroblasts, your next non-instant pyroblast, cast within 30 seconds, will give you 6 seconds of combustion and do a ton more damage. So just to go over that again, we're basically using Phoenix Flames and Fire Blast to get hot streaks, giving us an instant pyroblast. Once we get we've done that 10 times, you'll have something called Sun King's Blessing. And then your next non-instant, so a hard cast, Pyroblast, will give you 6 seconds of combustion, your main cooldown. And our whole rotation is based around trying to keep up combustion. After that, we're going to use Scorch when the enemy has less than 30% health. And if we've done all of that, and we're outside of combustion, we're going to use Fireball, where we're fishing for crits to get a heating up. But don't also let your Fire Blast cap out. Oh, we've got a heating up, then we use our Fire Blast to get a hot streak, and then use Pyroblast. So just to go over the rotation again, going into combustion when you're casting Scorch, not like I just did, when you're casting it. Then use your Phoenix Flames to get a hot streak. If you're out of Phoenix Flames, like I will be in a minute. So now we're out of it, then we're going to move on to Fire Blast, consuming those ones, using our hot streaks, and then we're going to go over to Fireball, because we're not in combustion right now, to try and get, heating up or hot streaks with our Fire Blast. And there you go, boom. And now, oh my God, meteors falling out the sky. Everything is going crazy. It is amazing. I really do love Fire Mage. And that is basically how you're going to do the Fire Mage rotation. Using combustion, pulling with a Scorch, using your hot streaks, using your Phoenix Flames and your Fire Blast to get hot streaks. Once you've had 10 of them, you can get this buff here, which is Fury of the Sun King's Blessing. I'm going to then use my Pyroblast, and boom, you can see that my combustion has then activated for a few seconds, meaning that everything is guaranteed crits, and you're getting a lot more hot streaks, etc. And you just follow it through. When you can't use anything else, we're going to use Fireball, and then to get the heating up, and then Fire Blast to get the hot streaks. If it's below 30% health, use Scorch instead of Fireball. And ta-da, that is how we're going to do Fire Mage in the pre-patch for the War Within. Hopefully this was useful for you guys. If you do need any more help one-to-one, I'm very happy to help you. Feel free to join my Patreon, where I can give you some advice one-on-one, etc. And you can also get my UI. That is available on Patreon. I will be doing all the War Within PvE and PvP guides straight away on launch of the War Within. I do have a team behind me now, so that should be coming out a lot quicker. That is obviously very expensive, so if you do want to see those videos come out a bit quicker, joining the Patreon will help with that. It will actually help, with the costing behind the channel. It's not just helping the channel, it is actually helping get those videos out quicker, because it all costs, now I've got a team behind me, it's all starting to rack up, but that's fine. If you just, if you do just want to watch, there's no pressure, of course, to join. It just want to re-emphasize how much it does actually help support me and the channel for these videos. If you are looking for other pre-patch guides, I have done some here in this playlist. Feel free to check them out.